Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. This is Marcus and we are back for another episode of Yoshi's Online Battles. Back from the weekend break, I hope you had a great start into the week, and today we'll still be using Lega's team as I'm still undefeated with it apparently, so maybe that changes in this episode as it looks like we might have a rematch with Key Boredom from Italy. We faced him in the last episode. If you didn't check that out, then you should probably do that before we hop into this game, because then maybe you know what we kind of did there and how we managed to beat him. But looks like he changed his team up a little bit. Last time we faced him, he had a Raichu. Still Heatran, Charizard, and Landorus, but now there's also Kangaskhan, Terrakion, and Sylveon. Now, let's see. Last time we led Kangaskhan and Terrakion and managed to beat him, but I'm not sure if this is the best option we have at this point. Could even see myself going with Salamence now that stuff like the Raichu and Cresselia are out of the picture for him. This is tough. Yeah, I think Kangaskhan's still a pretty strong choice as a Mega, but with that Terrakion, I'm not sure. I think we might go with Salamence here. I could lead it. I think Rotom and Salamence could do a good job here, but I definitely have to watch out for that Sylveon if I want to go with like Salamence and Terrakion route. Aegislash is pretty strong once again against like Kangaskhan, Terrakion, and Sylveon, but loses against the others. However, last time we played him, he had Choice Scarf Landorus, so maybe that might help us a little bit. So I think I'll go with Salamence, Rotom, and then Melodic could also help, but I think I want to go with Draken for this one. This looks interesting. I didn't play against a dual Mega team with this team yet, at least not Kangaskhan and Charizard, so I'm not really sure what my opponents will think about this matchup or how he would evaluate it. If he thinks that Charizard has a better shot at Kangaskhan. I think he might go with Kangaskhan, however, like knowing him or like having played with him like a lot, he always had Charizard. So I think Charizard is probably his like favorite Mega, and I'm not sure if he's ready to go with like Kangaskhan here. And yep, once again we do see the Charizard. This time, however, since its partner in crime, Raichu, is no longer on his team as it seems, we do see Landorus next to it. Now we do get off an Intimidate on, and his Intimidate doesn't really bother us too much, I think. So let's think. He could just go for the easy route and go with like Heat Wave and Rock Slide. That should do massive damage to both of my mons. However, I could go for like Hyper Voice and Thunderbolt to knock out his Charizard. Yeah, my Salamence is native, so it can't really tank Heat Waves too well. But even if he's like timid, max speed, and we speed tie this turn and he wins the speed tie, I should still be able to survive. So I think I go with Hyper Voice. I can freely Mega Evolve since I got off the Intimidate on the Landorus, and there's no chance, or like basically no chance, that he is Kangaskhan. And now what do we do? I think I could also go for the Will-O-Wisp right here, but he might switch into... Yeah, he might potentially switch into like Heatran or like U-turn into Heatran. So let's see. I went for the Thunderbolt on the Charizard right there just to make sure that he doesn't set up a Tailwind, for example, so that we still get the speed advantage next turn. And he Mega Evolves, which might be an indication that he attacks this turn. So let's see. Yeah, probably Rock Slide is his best bet with Landorus if he's still Choice Scarfed. And there it is. Oh, and Salamence avoids the attack, so once again we get a turn 1 avoid, this time with Salamence. And he just goes for the Tailwind, so nice. Okay, so this confirms that he is indeed timid, max speed, and as long as we don't flinch with Rotom, we should pick up the KO on his Charizard. Oh, but we flinch. Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, so... Now, okay. Okay, if we didn't flinch the turn, then Charizard would have been gone and he would have been locked into Rock Slide. He might have brought in Heatran probably, or maybe even Sylveon, but then Aegislash just does a pretty good job versus all of that, so I think we would have been in a pretty nice situation. But yeah, with that flinch, I mean, I guess we can survive another turn with Salamence, but I don't really know what we would go for here. I could go for the Draco onto his Charizard to knock it out, and then bring in Sylvia, and then bring in Aegislash, but he might just go into his Heatran, and then we're in, like, trouble. So I could also go for Hyper Voice, probably, and just protect Rotom, I guess. Yeah, I don't really like this too much, but let's see what he does. Yeah, mainly want to knock out that Scarf Landorus because Rock Slide and more flinches can really be very annoying. So Salamence takes that pretty well and should also be able to take that Heat Wave. Yep. But we flinch, okay. So now things get a little bit difficult for us. Okay, I think we protect Salamence this turn and just go after the Charizard, to be honest. Because I'm guessing he'll just go for another Rock Slide Heat Wave double spread move. Those flinches, man. Yeah, Rock Slide really, providing how good it is, or like proving how good it is. And let's see if Rotom can take that Heat Wave. Yeah, which he opts to go for, so like no overheat. And we flinch. Oh. Okay, so it looks like there's not really anything I can do in this game. Yeah, I don't really know what to say at this point. Is Rotom helpful for us? Let me think. With this low HP, I doubt it is, because it's being outsped by anything on my opponent's team. So I think I might... Yeah, I might sack it here, I think. And go into Terrakion, so that I can prevent another Tailwind from going up. But maybe he predicts that and goes for like Solar Beam or something. However, that would be pretty, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he should just go for Heat Wave, I guess. Oh, but he goes for the Solar Beam, so very fortunate for us that we dodged the Rock Slide. And thanks to the Focus Sash, we can live on for another day. However, I basically have to switch an Aegislash right now, which is a little bit annoying. Because he can just go for another Rock Slide and set up Tailwind again. So, I could go for Wide Guard and Rock Slide, but maybe he predicts that. So I could also go for... I could go for anything, really. But I don't really want to... If he switches out Landorus, I don't really want to one-hit KO what comes in. Because that means that he would be free to switch in Landorus once again, and he doesn't have anything that outspeeds my Terrakion on his team, unless Sylveon has like Quick Attack or anything. And his own Terrakion, obviously. But I don't want to KO what comes in there, because that would give him a free switch into Lando. I'm pretty sure that he'll switch out Lando, so I think we'll go with Rock Slide and Shadow Ball on that slot, maybe? But let's see. I'm guessing he has to protect Charizard, really. However, I also predicted him in the last game, and low kicked his Lando. So yeah, but he doesn't read into that, I guess. And there comes Heatran. Okay, so Heatran, as long as he protects Charizard, which I'm hoping he does. Oh, but he also withdraws Charizard. Interesting decision. Okay, so I'm hoping that Okay, I was hoping that Charizard would protect and I could get T-Tran into Rock Slide KO range, but that's not really what happened. I'm also still using Air Balloon, so Earthquake was no option there. So we do get off the Shadow Ball, but yeah, he lives and the Sunlight fades. Maybe that's why he switched out his Charizard. So right now, what do we do? I could just... I could just double protect to bring Aegislash into shield form, but I don't think that really helps me at this point. I could go for Earthquake and King's Shield and to hope that I win the speed tie. Or I could also just close combat his Turrican and King's Shield. I think I'll double protect just to be safe. Because Aegislash with the Spadef investment can take an attack from a Citron, especially outside of Sun. So yeah, I want to be in shield form, I guess. And then I have to hope that I win the speed tie next turn versus Terrakion. Yeah, and he goes for a close combat and Heat Wave. So that wasn't really a play that I could have done to punish that. Okay, so I could also... I guess I want to take out his Terrakion, but I also want to take out his Heatran. I could close combat the Heatran and Flash Cannon the Terrakion, so that even if he wins the speed tie, his Terrakion would go down. And there's a chance that he protects with Terrakion, I think. I think there's a chance that he protects Terrakion. And he protects. Okay, nice. So we get the KO on his Heatran, and Aegislash will also go in Blade Form, which is not optimal, obviously, but I can protect the next turn, probably. I'm guessing he'll switch into Lando, though, so that is the problem. So how can we deal with Lando? I mean, I could just double protect to scout out his move. Oh, he switches into Charizard. Interesting decision. That could mean that he wants to switch Terrakion into Landorus this turn. Or that he wants to like go for the speed tie and for a Tailwind, probably. Yeah, this game is tough. Despite all the flinches we had to deal with, I still think that we could potentially win this. I could go for a Rock Slide and Flash Cannon on the Terrakion. But then he could... Yeah, I think that should give us a good chance to win. Oh, but he wins the speed tie and goes for the close combat. Let's hope that his Charizard goes for the Tailwind then. And he goes for the Tailwind, okay. So, if we had won the speed tie, I think we would have won the game. But we lost the speed tie, so... Still difficult. Okay, we got the knockout on Terrakion. Now, he has to lock himself into a move with his Landorus, and that is basically like the only thing that we have left. Like, the only thing that helps us in this position, that he has to lock himself into a move. If this was Assault Vest Landorus, there's like no chance that we would win. But he's Scarf, so there's still a slight chance. I'm guessing just going for the double protect is probably the right play here. to see what he does. Yeah. Okay, so we double protect, he locks himself into move. Charizard doesn't have Roost or Substitute or anything, so we can't really lose much from this. And then, yeah, it really depends on what he does. I'm guessing he has U-turn, so probably not knockoff. But Landorus, I don't know, it can't really do much, to be honest. Unless it has like Stonage or something. I'm guessing he's probably calculating whether Solar Beam KOs Salamence or something like that. But I don't think that KOs, even though I'm native. Because that would mean that I can just go, or maybe he locks himself into Superpower and goes for a Superpower Solar Beam on the Salamence. Let's see. I could have probably attacked with Aegislash. Okay, yeah, he goes for the Superpower and the Solar Beam. Yeah, I could have attacked with Aegislash at that turn. Okay. But we're still not out of this, obviously. I'm guessing that KOs. I guess it has to, right? Now, though, he could also go for Heat Wave, right? Because he could predict me to go for an attack with Aegislash and then potentially knock out his Charizard. Do we attack with Aegislash is the question. I guess we do. Yeah, let's see. Okay, goes for the Superpower. Hopefully the Solar Beam. Oh, but he just goes for the Heat Wave. So he predicted us, but I think Aegislash can live the Heat Wave. And we do. Okay, I should have gone, or I could have gone for the White Guard and won the game. But let's see, maybe Shadow Wall can take him out with a critical hit or something. No critical hit this time. Good play by my opponent's end. I mean, we still do have a chance if he misses Heat Wave. So I guess I'll go for it and go for the King Shield right here. That was so close, even though we got flinched 3 consecutive times in the first 3 turns. But man, we could have won this. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can dodge the Heat Wave for the win. Let's see. Last chance. Never give up. Heat Wave. But it couldn't. Good game though. Was fun despite the flinches. I wish I went for the attack with Aegislash. The turn he went for Superpower and Solar Beam. That would have probably been the victory. Though, yeah, I guess I could have knocked out the Landorus and then won the game. But nice game. First loss with the team. Really exciting battle despite it being lost. But yeah, we'll have a second game, so maybe we can get the points back. Current rating 17-22. Third loss on this card. Man, that was really a good game. I should probably go and rewatch it and see if there were any like improvements I could have made to my plays. But I think I covered most bases. Maybe if you saw something that I could have improved, let me know in the comments. As you can always do, if there's anything you don't agree with, like any play, I'm happy to discuss stuff with you in the comments. There are those games where like you have bad luck against you, but then you can still come back, and then yeah, you just barely miss out on the victory. Second opponent of the day, Japanese opponent with a rating of 1700, and looks like he has some mobile kind of team, probably Trick Room with Porygon 2, maybe Tailwind option with Talonflame. Not really sure what to expect right here, but I think that Rotom H is once again a pretty solid pick here, as long as I can cover the Hydreigon. Which Mega do we use? He has double Intimidate, so I'm guessing Salamence is probably the better pick. Also Moongus, also Talonflame, potentially Will-O-Wisp, and Hydreigon. So yeah, I guess we're going with Salamence. Aegislash also doing a pretty nice job in this one. Yeah, can be, or like, he can wall the Porygon 2 and the Amoonguss, the Mawile, and yeah, basically once again have to watch out for that Hydreigon. So maybe leading with Terrakion or bringing Terrakion wouldn't be the worst idea, but we also do have the option to go with Melodic since he's double Intimidates. Yeah, really tough call for this one. I guess he might lead with Porygon, right? I could go with Melodic so I could get off the Toxic. And then also Rotom, probably? Nah, but Hydreigon is strong against that. Yeah, maybe Salamence Melodic to cover the Hydreigon and the Amoonguss. And then Aegislash, if he gets Trick Room up. And that would mean no Terrakion. Do I have enough for the Hydreigon is the question. Is Terrakion... Yeah, Terrakion is pretty good here. But also, no... He has double Intimidate, he has Amoonguss. Yeah, maybe Rotom is the safer bet. Yeah, I'm going with Rotom, I think. Yeah, going with Rotom. Just for the Amoonguss mainly. But let's see. Terrakion, I don't really know when to bring this thing. I mean, against a team that is like bulky and has double Intimidate, maybe we'll get some Hydreigon problems right now, and it'll prove me wrong, but we'll see. Okay, he leads with Mawile and Porygon 2, and we lead with Melodic and Salamence, which is pretty nice actually, as we do get the Intimidate off, as well as the boost from competitive, unless of course he's Hyper Cutter, but that didn't activate right now, so yeah, he's Intimidate, so competitive boosts, which is kind of nice already. And his download boosts attack. Good, okay. So the first cycle of abilities, or like everyone's ability activated, and we get the like better thing out of that. I think that he might just go for Protect Trick Room this turn. So I think going for the Toxic and switching into Aegislash maybe could be helpful. Yeah, I think we're doing that. Yeah, going for the Toxic is always nice. He has to be scared of +2 Scald, and he doesn't know what my Salamence is about. So switching in Aegislash into potential Ice Beam as well is nice, and he goes for the Protect. Perfect. So we should get off this Toxic as long as we hit, and we do connect. Good. So Toxic on Porygon 2, always nice. Since with Eviolite there's also 0 chance that he's like Lumberry or anything. And he goes for the Ice Beam, so no Trick Room, and once again, clutch, the Lumberry comes into effect as he gets the freeze with his Ice Beam. So yeah, really nice hex-proof kind of item, but now, yeah, we don't have it for the Amoonguss if he decided to bring it. I guess we'll probably find out this turn, as I can just go for the Scald on the Mawile right now. And I'm guessing that he would bring in the Amoonguss if he brought it. But I guess we gotta go for it anyway, because there's also a chance that he didn't bring it. And I guess Flash Cannon to make sure that we get the KO if he stays in, and to hit the Hydreigon if that is what he brings in here. But it is the Amoonguss. And Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, the only difference between the two and Amoonguss is that Shadow Ball has a better chance to lower Spadef. That didn't do as much as I would have hoped it does, but together with a Flash Cannon should be some nice damage. And maybe this Porygon 2 will go for the Hidden Power. Oh no, but he goes straight for the Trick Room. Okay. So, yeah. If we still had the Lumberry, imagine, on Aegislash, that would have been so much better right now. But if we didn't have Lumberry, then we would have been frozen. So I guess that's a fair trade. So um, I guess I'll just attack with both this turn, and I'm gonna try to go for the Mungus. Since I should be able to live in Power Ground if he has it on Porygon, and I'm guessing that he would Spore something, and I just want to get rid of the Mungus as soon as possible. So Scald and Shadow Ball, I guess. Or just Flash Cannon. Yeah, let's see. Maybe he switches out the Amoonguss for the Generator, but he just goes straight for the Spore onto the Melodic, okay. So, yeah, I really wanted to get rid of that Amoonguss. And there's the Hidden Power Ground. But we should be able to take that, as we do, and get the knockout on Amoonguss. Nice. Okay, so Amoonguss is gone. Porygon is still toxic, so he has to make a decision at some point. Does he want to switch it out, or does he just, like, stay there and abuse his turns of Trick Room as effectively as possible and just goes for like more attacks. Another reason why Toxic is so good on Porygon, obviously, also because it cannot have like leftovers or citrus or any other health regaining item. And he just wants to know it all right now, goes into the Mole, gives me yet another competitive boost, but I'm guessing that is not for long, as he will probably go for the Play Rough right now. I could make a play and switch out into Salamence with H-Slash right now. I'm not sure if I want to do that, because it's pretty predictable, I guess. And I could lose Salamence to an Ice Beam. However, it also would be pretty nice to lower Mawile's attack, and we still would have the Rotom for the Mawile. But if he has Hydreigon as his last one, then that would be problematic, because then we don't really have a good way of taking it out. But yeah, I think I'll switch into the Salamence anyways, because even if he goes for the Ice Beam, then with the toxic damage, Porygon will like take even more damage, and then we'll like have Rotom out in the end. And if he brought Hydreigon, then we just have to like get rid of Hydreigon, and then we like won. So let's see, maybe he made the play and went for the Ice Beam. I wouldn't be too surprised, but at least we got off another Intimidate. And he went for the Tri-Attack onto the Melodic, I guess, yes. So he doubled up there with Tri-Attack and Play Rough, probably. Let's see if Melodic can take that. Ooh, and it hangs on, but is still asleep, unfortunately. Okay. So now, as you can see, Toxic still dealing more and more damage. Huh. Okay, how many turns of Trick Room are left? Is this the last turn? He went for Trick Room, and then... Oh no, he didn't Trick Room the first turn. He did Trick Room the second turn. He went for Trick Room Switch, Spore Amoonguss Feint, Small comes in. Okay, so there's one more turn after that. I could go out into the Aegislash again with Salamence. Just to get another Intimidate in. Yeah, I guess we do that. Ooh, and he withdraws Mawile. So maybe he has to take out Melodic with his Porygon right now. And his Hydreigon is the last. Okay, so we definitely need to keep Salamence alive, I guess. Since once Trick Room is over, then we can just Draco the Hydreigon. And yeah, nice play by my opponents. I'm going for the knockout on Melodic right here with Tri-Attack. However, he almost sacrificed Porygon with this play, because he really like needs to go for recover at some point. And now I guess we switch into Salamence and go for the double protect. I could also go into Rotom though. This High Dragon could also be Scarf in theory. I guess we're missing out on the Intimidate then. But going into Salamence is probably the best play right now. Because if he specs and we go into Rotom... If he specs, we go into Rotom and he Dracos us. We faint. And Sucker Punch can knock out the H-Slash. Yeah, I guess we'll go into Salamence. Yeah, Intimidate not really doing much for us, but all I need to do for the remainder of this game is get a Draco off onto the High Dragon. So we can Mega... Do we Mega? I mean, we're outspeeding High Dragon anyway. So maybe I'll just Protect. I could go into Rotom with AG. Yeah, I guess that brings us into the situation where we can overheat the potential Mawile slot and Draco into the High Dragon. So we don't have to go for like any prediction wars if he's Protect on High Dragon and he protects and play roughs the Salamence. Let's see, as long as we lift this, we should be fine. Ooh, and this is like this is not specs. But it could be Scarf, however now he then potentially locked himself into Dark Pulse, which cannot KO the Salamence. So Trick Room is over, and I guess we just go for Draco and Overheat. And as long as we hit our moves, we should be in good shape. There is a chance he knocks us out with Dark Pulse though, if he Dark Pulses the Rotom, which is annoying. He didn't show Life Orb, which concerns me a little bit. Yeah, but I think this should still be fine. We could have gone for the Will-O-Wisp probably to avoid a potential Sucker Punch. But I didn't want to like risk it missing if I read this wrong. Oh, but he went for the Sucker Punch. Ooh, and it takes us out, okay. So let's see whether this High Dragon is Scarf or not. And it's not. But he avoids. Oh. And he goes for the Dark Pulse. So I'm not really sure what he went for there. And I guess I should have gone for the Will-O-Wisp instead of the Overheat. Yeah, looks like we're about to lose this game. One rolls. And he does have Protect, after all. I mean, yeah, from the damage, it didn't really, like, feel as if it was any boosting item or anything. Ooh, and his Mawile outspeeds Aegislash. That would have been interesting to know while we were still in Trick Room. Okay, so we lost both games of this episode. Both of them were pretty close though. Yeah, I guess it really like shows a little bit that my ability to play this team is not that good yet. Man, okay, so yeah, good game once again. I could have gone for the Will-O-Wisp instead of the Overheat, I guess, to avoid the KO from Mawile. I also could have called back Mence and sent out Aegislash to sack it and then bring in Mence again for another Intimidate. But this is how it goes. I still think those were two interesting battles, and we learned some things today. I brought Salamence both games, and it did some work the first game, but second game was pretty underwhelming. Melodic was so good though in the second game, but we still weren't able. I mean, We could have waken up earlier. That would have helped. Um, yeah, maybe I should have brought Tarakian after all. Yeah, I'm not really sure what went wrong there. Let me know what you think about those games. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, obviously don't forget to leave a like or comment and subscribe. And yeah, thanks a lot to everybody who watches my videos and subscribed already. And I guess see you tomorrow for another episode of Yoshi's Online Battles. And yeah, have a good day and bye.